So in this video, got an ace game in the Type 64, which is a tier 6 Chinese light tank. This tank doesn't have anything to do with this season pass. It's just that with the season theme being all the Chinese tanks, I decided to try and play this one and a couple of other Chinese tanks that I've got. This tank isn't one that I particularly play that often. It is fairly good for tier 6. As you can see, you can get up to 76. The mobility is quite nice. Problem is, turning circle isn't brilliant, and it just feels a bit very sluggish getting up to speed to go anywhere. So I do actually run the powertrain on this tank along with the camo net and optics. Just how I want to play it. I want it give it a bit more power. A little bit higher top speed to get up to that 76, and it can hit it. It just takes its time to get there. We're playing Encounter on Kaunas. We've got the AMX Chaffee that has push to base. I have been practicing free aiming. In those situations, it would be too tempting to auto lock and just fire, but decided to break off from the AMX Chaffee, assuming that the M42 Duster would take care of it, which it has eventually, to chase down that T67. I really don't want that to go unspotted. Just getting some nice shots in here. As I said, free aiming. Accuracy is okay for this tank. Aiming circle does take a while to go in, as you can see. However, once you fire and you reload, the aiming circle is fairly good. That is helped with the command skills I've got. Eight skills I've got in the crew. I tend to find tier 6 is quite a good tier to get the sort of 8 skill crews or 7 skill crews up to the 9 skills. So 6 Sense, Spawn Leader, Rapid Loading, Steady Aim, which are, I would say, the 4 sort of default commander skills. Snapshot, Run and Gun, Situational Awareness, and Camouflage Expertise are the other 4 perks. Again, for a light tank with quite a derpy gun that this has got, I think those 4 perks or skills are very good for this tank. You could run something like Clutch Braking just to help it out, or Rapid Aim just to help with the turret rotation. But yeah, that's what I run on this tank. So already up to 2,800 damage, 400 assisted, and we're running low on ammunition. When I was firing at that KV tank, I was thinking I needed to switch to premium, and was wondering why it was penetrating so easily, and the shell velocity was a lot better. And then I noticed I'd run out standard. So that is the problem with this tank. For some reason, it just seems to have doesn't have a low ammunition count, but does get through it fairly quickly. I'm not too sure I quite like how they tend to, or they seem to try and balance some tanks with the ammunition count. Kind of understand, fast firing, high damage gun, but I think this tank could do with a few more shells, just so you don't end up in the situation that I ended up in at the end of this match. The gun itself, 128 pen on the standard rounds, 177 on the premium, and 115 damage for each shot. View range is 499 meters, and camo or steel concealment is 275, which actually matches the M2, how I've set up the M42 Duster at tier 7. So pretty good view range, pretty good camo values. You're matching a sort of a tier 7 tank, but yeah, at tier 6 obviously. So now at 7.7, sort of hardly any ammunition left. I did decide to fire that round, get that tank out of the game. The Type 62, which is in the season pass, took out the light tank that I was firing at earlier. I want to get artillery out of the game. Should be a relatively easy kill. I think I'll just get a bit lucky here. I think he just gets stuck on the terrain a little bit. Managed to get the three shells in that I needed to put in to shut the artillery down. With one tank up, although I think the enemy team have the upper hand. It's already back to sort of 5 each. But yeah, just trying to spot these guys up. With only 3 rounds left, I do want to be quite careful with my ammunition. I think, as you saw in the video, I think I did sort of ruin about, or waste about 4 or 5 shots. That in hindsight, maybe I wouldn't have fired, but there's no way of knowing that you'd be in this situation. But as you can see, I held off firing there. Got a nice auto aim, missed unfortunately, so another shot wasted, and decided for my last round to actually secure the kill. Now in this situation, I've pinged the team that I'm out of ammo. We're up to 3,900 damage in a tier 6 light tank. I think that's pretty good. 1,000 assisted. Yeah, and 5 kills. So I think already it's an ace game, or just on those stats here it should be, as long as we get the win. I'm a bit concerned that the heavy tank, I'm not too sure where the heavy tank is. I'm pretty sure that Challenger's still up on that hill. The Jagdpanzer IV, I ping a great shot. I'm just a bit concerned that I think that from where that TD looks like it's on the minimap, it looks like it's hiding behind the windmill. Not too sure if it just got spotted and doesn't want to poke, or it's getting blind fired. Didn't see any shells going over there, but yeah, just a bit annoyed. I think the team could have at least put 1 or hopefully 2 shells into the back of that Jagdpanzer IV. But anyway, onto the cap circle. This really is just to try and bait that heavy tank, or get that Jagdpanzer IV around this way. I just had the sense that Challenger wasn't going to move off that hill. So my idea was get the that heavy and the other TD in the middle, and then I could try and flank round, outspot the Challenger, and maybe get a ram in at this point on the Challenger, and see if my TD ally will actually help. The heavy tank does push, so I move off straight away. I could have stayed there longer, but getting a few extra seconds on the cap circle isn't going to help, especially if I don't consider the cap anyway, and the heavy would have spotted me eventually. So move off. It still gives the team or the enemy team a bit of uncertainty as to exactly who was in the cap circle as well, so that's good. If they had seen it was me, maybe someone would have pushed over this side. But we're spotting up this the heavy tank again. I don't think my allies can really shoot it from where they are. But it's so very annoying, because I was thinking probably had, as I said, about 4 or 5 shots that missed, hit allies, low damage kills that I got. Now thinking if I had sort of 2 or 3 rounds, I could have taken that heavy tank out of the game. But the Jagdpanzer IV's now in the capture circle. 4 minutes on the countdown. Not really too concerned, although if the heavy tank does decide to push back into the middle and get 2 of them on the cap circle, might be some problems. And at this point I'm thinking maybe the Challenger has moved. Maybe it has moved off that hill and rotated round. So I'm contemplating if I do go and try and go round, but I don't. He pokes, and I think with that sort of low health on that tank, I'm going to try and go for the ram. I break off. I've noticed that the enemy tanks are now capping again, and my allies are now moving around. They seem to be just sort of lemon training down into the challenger's line of sight. So I think rather than try and go to the cap circle and ram someone to reset the cap, just knocking someone's track off or doing a bit of module damage to a track, I'm going to go and try and get this challenger. But unfortunately, I think he's firing some sort of Hesh or HE. Gets one shot into me, completely kills my momentum and destroys me. But yeah, we do win that game. The team did manage to sort of fumble their way through that game. Got the ace tanker, and yeah, not too bad for a tier 6 light tank. It is a bit of a different tank. It's not one that I take out regularly. As I said, the only real reason I was playing it was because of the theme of the season. I just thought I'd take some of my premium Chinese tanks out that I haven't played in a while, and this was one of them. If it's on sale, it's not worth buying at full price. It just isn't. If you want something a light tank at tier 6, the Rover probably is still the one to get. If it's on sale at half price, I suppose if you've got the gold, then maybe, but yeah, not one I would particularly recommend. Although it is quite nice and speedy, but a bit big. But yeah, thank you for watching, and that was the Type 64.